What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another video, and this will be my Browns-Bears Week 3 preview as my Browns welcome Andy Dalton / Justin Fields and the Bears to First Energy Stadium. Now you may be wondering, why did I say Andy Dalton / Justin Fields? Well, in case you didn't hear, Andy Dalton actually got hurt this past Sunday against his former team, the Bungles. How about that? Getting hurt against your former team. That's tough. But yeah, Justin Fields came in and ultimately he didn't really look that good. He went 6 of 13 for 60 yards, had an interception, got sacked twice, had a QBR of 4.4 and a rating of 27.7, although he did have 10 carries for 31 yards. Now, Andy Dalton did come back into the game, and overall he went 9 of 11 for 56 yards, had a touchdown, got sacked once, had a QBR of 81.0 and a rating of 118.2, and he also had a couple carries, 2 carries for 25 yards. Overall, nothing crazy there. Now, if you're wondering, who do I want to face as a Browns fan? I want to face Andy Dalton. Why? Because we'd have a better chance of getting to him. I mean, you saw what happened the last 2 weeks against Mahomes and Tyrod. We couldn't get to them because they could scramble. And that's exactly what Justin Fields can do. Now, the thing about Justin Fields, with me being an Ohio State fan, I saw a lot of him these past couple years. That dude not only has a pair of wheels for legs, he also has a freaking cannon for an arm. That's all we need, right? Facing another scrambling quarterback. Bruh. But yeah, I feel like we could really get to Andy Dalton and make his life a living hell for 60 minutes. But the Bears would be that team to start Justin Fields, and I know Bears fans would love that. Although Giants fans really wouldn't love it so much because, they want to see the Bears lose, and Justin Fields gives the Bears a great chance to win every week. So, Giants fans want the Bears to go with Andy Dalton. Although the Bears did come out, I believe, yesterday and say that Andy Dalton is the starter when healthy. So we'll see what Andy Dalton's health looks like heading into this week. But my guess is Andy Dalton will start unless he's not good to go, in which Justin Fields would start. And of course, we would face a rookie in his first ever start. And it would be very interesting to see what Joe Woods' game plan would be, being as we've faced a quarterback who can scramble the last 2 weeks, and they have absolutely carved us up. Now, what really scares me about the Bears is their rushing attack. David Montgomery is a dog. Had 20 carries for 61 yards last week. Now, through the air, he also did get a couple passes thrown his way. 3 receptions for 18 yards. Again, nothing really too crazy. Darnell Mooney, Allen Robinson, Marquise Goodwin are their main threats out wide. Most likely, Denzel Ward would line up against A-Rob. Mooney would draw probably Greg Newsome. And Goodwin would be guarded by Troy Hill. So I'm not really too worried about their receiving corps. It's their running game that scares me. And overall, we've done pretty good against opposing rushing attacks. But this would be the game where we give up a freaking 200-yard rushing game to freaking David Montgomery just because. Well, this would be the game where Andy Dalton starts and he shreds us for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. Because of course he would, right? That's what would happen. I mean, we're talking about a Joe Woods defense here. We all know what Joe Woods is probably going to do. He's going to play that stupid soft zone coverage, a.k.a. the Leo defense, leave everyone open. Guys will be open all over the place. They'll just be marching on down the field, and we're going to have to rely on our pass rush to get to the quarterback. Now, you look at the Bears' offensive line, and overall, it's really, it's like a mediocre offensive line. It's not trash, but it's not really that good. Granted, I don't really watch the Bears, so if there's any Bears fans out there that are watching this video, please let me know how your offensive line is. Now, it says Jason Peters and Elijah Wilkinson are your left tackles. If we face Jason Peters, Myles Garrett versus Jason Peters. Good luck blocking him, Jason. The withered husk of Jason Peters versus Myles Garrett. Ha! That's an advantage, Myles. Cody Whitehair at left guard, Sam Mustipher at center, You have James Daniels at right guard and Jermaine Ifedi at right tackle. So most likely Ifedi would be lining up against Clowney. Again, good luck, Mr. Ifedi. I think if Dalton starts, we could get a couple sacks. Maybe a strip sack would be lit. Force a couple turnovers. And we should have a good day on defense. But if it's Justin Fields, oh boy. Another scrambler that we'd have to contain. Now, luckily, we faced those kind of quarterbacks the first 2 weeks, so we should know how to freaking play against them. Hopefully. But knowing us, we still wouldn't have learned our lesson, and there'd be holes all open all over the place. Justin Fields be scrambling all around, like a chicken with his head cut off. Just when you thought you had him, blink, oh, there he goes, for like a 20-yard gain. Because, of course, no one around. Oh, Joe Woods, man. I gave him a pass last year because of the injuries. Better freaking nut up or shut up, my guy. For real. You're not going to have a job. Now, you look on the other side of the ball, on their defense, they got a pretty nice defense. Akeem Hicks, Eddie Goldman. I don't know if he's playing right now. I know he missed like the first week. I don't know if he's been playing. Bilal Nichols. Then, of course, he got Khalil Mack. He's the reason why I wanted Wills to kind of miss last week, so he'd be fully healthy, ready to go against Khalil Mack, but he did play. Didn't play the whole game. But, God, Jedrick, you're going to have your hands full with Khalil. That should be interesting. They also have Christian Jones, Roquan Smith, who had a pick 6 last week, and Robert Quinn at linebacker. So Conklin will most likely be going against Quinn. That should be a fun matchup. But, oh boy, their secondary versus our receivers. Now, before I get into this, I got some breaking news. Jarvis Landry was placed on the injured reserve, so he's not playing for a couple weeks. My guess is he'll probably miss 3 weeks, and he'll be back. But Odell will be back. So we replace Jarvis with Odell. So now you're going to have Odell, Schwartz, Peoples-Jones, and Higgins at receiver. Man, if I was the Browns, first play of the game from scrimmage, I'm sending Odell and Schwartz down the field. There's no way they can cover them both, right? I mean, someone's going to be open. They're probably going to double cover Odell, which would leave Schwartz wide open. In fact, last week, Schwartz was open, but Baker couldn't get him the ball because he was getting pressured. If Schwartz is open, I want to see the deep ball to Schwartz. Because that's one thing we didn't really do last week. We didn't really throw it deep, We focused heavily on intermediate range passes to tight ends and running backs and stuff. We didn't really target our receivers at all, to be honest. Kind of weird. The couple times we did, one wound up being a fumble, and the other one was picked off. Although there was that pass to Rashard Higgins, though. That was pretty cool. But yeah, their secondary, of course, they got Jalen Johnson, Tyshawn Gibson, former Brown, Eddie Jackson, Kendall Vildor. They have Duke Shelley, Xavier Crawford, Artie Burns. So overall, secondary is really not that great. I mean, you look at what they did against the Bungles. The Bungles had 207 receiving yards. Tyler Boyd had 7 receptions for 73 yards. T. Higgins had 6 for 60. Jamar Chase, 2 for 54. And a touchdown. I mean, they'll be going up against a pretty solid receiving corps. And I think our tight ends could feast, being as they're going to be really focusing on Odell this week. So Hooper, Bryant, and Njoku, they should have good games. And be on the lookout for more Demetric Felton. I expect him to get more involved this week, too. But yeah, with Jarvis Landry going on the injured reserve, we also promoted defensive end Ifedi Odenigbo from the practice squad. So we might even see him a little bit this week, too. But yeah, my 3 keys to victory for this week, it's pretty simple, really. Key number 1, get after the quarterback, whether it's Dalton or Fields. Get pressure on him, force turnovers, get a couple sacks. I expect Miles to maybe get a couple this week facing Jason Peters or Wilkinson, whoever. I expect him to absolutely own those two, especially the withered husk of Jason Peters. He's not what he used to be, let's be honest. Key number 2 is get the running game going early. And also get the lead, because we all see what happens when we get the lead in the fourth quarter. Nick Chubb goes closer mode and just shuts them down. I mean, if we do what we've been doing, beat them on the head with the run game, sooner or later they're going to give way, and we're going to be getting those big runs, and I could see Chubb having around 100 yards rushing. Now you look and see what the Bengals did on the ground. 20 carries, 69 yards for Joe Mixon. That's kind of nice. But yeah, I mean, given the circumstances, Bengals offensive line really isn't that good. And then we have one of the best offensive lines in the league when it comes to run blocking. So I expect Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt to have a good day. Key number 3. How about we don't play stupid this week, huh? Keep your hands on the ball. No dumb penalties. Pretty simple, really. Don't be dumb. And if it's Justin Fields, don't overlook the kid, because he's a beast. He's a straight-up dog, for real. Don't go out here thinking, yeah, we're going to bully the kid. No, if you're not careful, he's going to bully you. For real. Now, my player to watch this week, it's pretty easy. It's Odell Beckham. Yeah, he's my player to watch. Making his return. Can't freaking wait. He's going to really open up this offense, and I wish Jarvis was playing, but of course he got hurt right as Odell was about to come back. Of course that happens, right? Oh, well, luckily for Jarvis, it's not a major injury. He'll be back probably after 3 weeks. So, right? Just in time for me to go to the Bronco game. Nice. Now, my prediction for this game, I'm going to say Browns get the dub, of course. I'm going to say we win by 3 touchdowns. Yeah. I'm going to say we win 35... I'm going to say we win 35-17. Yeah. I think we got a couple turnovers. I would love to see a pick 6 this week. That'd be awesome. Especially from one of the rookies. Like if it's Newsome. Oh boy, imagine Newsome against the team in which his college is based in. Oh my God. Because Northwestern calls themselves Chicago's team. Oh, that would be perfect. That would be perfect, especially if it's against Justin Fields. Oh, that would make me so, I'd be like, yay, Greg! And it's like, against Justin. That'd be so, wow. I would have a conflict of interest. It'd be like, yay, Greg! Against Justin. But if it's against Dalton, I'm getting late if that happens. But yeah, man, I would love to see Greg Newsome get a pick. He almost had one last week. How funny would that be? His first interception goes against Chicago's, like the college, Northwestern, the city in which it's kind of based in almost, Chicago. They call themselves Chicago's team, so, yeah. That would be funny. Wow, that got cringe at the end. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Shout out to all the Bears fans that may be watching this video. I only know a couple here on YouTube. Of course, my guy Josh from the Sports Fury. Too sweet! And you have Judah Tribe, too. Don't really watch his videos. I understand. I could care less about his channel, I don't even know what he's doing these days. Or should I say the ghost of Judah Tribe, because his original channel got flagged down or something. Remember that? I freaking did that video talking about how his channel got sniped. That's tough. But, don't even know what the hell he's doing right now. But this should be a dub for us if we come out, playing our best. I think we should get the dub this week. Go to 2-1. Got the Vikings next week in Minnesota. Kevin Stefanski going up against his old team. Nice. Can't wait for that. But that's going to wrap it up. I'm Crazy Dog at 99. Let's go Browns. And, see you later. I'm out. By the way, almost forgot. The Browns will be breaking out their 75th anniversary jerseys this week. Yeah, we'll be wearing the retro, so these guys are going to try to ball out in them things. And by the way, if you're wondering, have I gotten one yet? Unfortunately, no, but I plan on getting one really soon. So, we'll see. That's going to wrap it up. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns! And I'm out.